Simple foods, simple habits, a healthier tomorrow. Before we begin, let me say this clearly. This is a longer video, but I believe it is worth your time. This is not a quick little eat one magic food and live forever kind of video. We have enough of that nonsense already. This is a real conversation about healthy aging, simple food choices, better habits, and how we may be able to protect our brain, our body, and our independence as we move through elderhood. So get comfortable. Maybe grab a cup of coffee, a glass of water, or if you are really serious, a bowl of blueberries and Greek yogurt. We are going to take our time with this because your health is not a drive-through order. It deserves more than a 30-second commercial. And here is the big idea. Many of us grew up without this information. We were not taught about brain health, inflammation, gut health, protein, omega-3s, fiber, or how food choices could affect our future. We just ate what was available, what tasted good, or what we could afford. I know I did. But now we know more. And when you know more, you can do better. That is what I call the simple, healthy aging plan. At 81 years old, I have had a realization. Not an awakening, not a miracle revelation, a realization. For more than 30 years, I exercised regularly. When I was a financial advisor, I exercised in the morning because I wanted my brain to be active. I wanted to be alert, sharp, and at my best for the people who trusted me with important decisions. I thought I was exercising for that day's work. Now I realize I may have been exercising for today's brain. That is the whole point of this message. Many of us did some good things before we understood why they mattered. My father walked every day and lived to nearly 100. He watched his weight. He never got fat. He never talked about nitric oxide, neuroplasticity, DHA, polyphenols, or vitamin K2. He simply had habits that worked. The older I get, the smarter my father gets. Today, science is giving us explanations for habits that many people practice naturally. Walking, simple foods, weight control, learning, and staying socially connected were not always called healthy aging. They were just part of life. Now we are learning the why behind them. The question is not just what, it is why. Most health advice starts with a command. Eat this, don't eat that, walk more, drink less, lose weight. But people naturally ask why. That is where the message changes. Why eat salmon? Why eat sardines? Why try blueberries at 81 if you never bought them before? Why eat eggs after years of being told they were terrible? Why drink green tea? Why learn about beets and nitric oxide? Why walk? Why keep learning? Why socialize? The answer is simple: for a healthier tomorrow. Not immortality, not perfection, not a guarantee, just a healthier tomorrow. That phrase keeps this message honest. No one food saves your life. No supplement gives you eternal youth. Life is not a vending machine where you put in blueberries and get immortality. But simple foods and simple habits may help improve the odds that tomorrow is better than it would have been otherwise. Why salmon and sardines matter? Salmon and sardines are simple foods that provide omega-3 fatty acids, especially EPA and DHA. DHA is one of the important fats found in the brain, and omega-3s are also connected to healthy cell membranes and cardiovascular health. That matters because the brain is not floating alone in space. It depends on circulation. It depends on healthy blood vessels. It depends on oxygen and nutrients being delivered day after day. What supports the heart and blood vessels often supports the brain as well. Sardines also have something very practical going for them. They are inexpensive and have shelf life. A can of sardines can sit in the pantry until you are ready. For a senior living alone, that matters. Food that spoils quickly becomes expensive. Food that is affordable, nutritious, and easy to store is valuable. The why is not that sardines are magic. The why is that they provide useful nutrients in a simple, affordable form. They are a small vote for a healthier tomorrow. Why berries matter. For most of my life, I never bought blueberries. They were not part of my culture. I saw them in the store, but they meant nothing to me. Now I understand why people keep talking about them. Berries contain natural plant compounds called polyphenols and flavonoids. These compounds are being studied because of their relationship to oxidative stress, inflammation, blood vessels, and brain health. The MIND diet, which combines parts of the Mediterranean and DASH diets, specifically emphasizes berries and green leafy vegetables as foods associated with brain health research. That does not mean blueberries are a miracle. It means they are a simple food with compounds that may support the body in ways that matter as we age. Frozen berries make the point even stronger. They are affordable, available, and do not go bad after a few days. For a single person, that is not a small detail. A bag of frozen berries can sit in the freezer and be added to oatmeal, Greek yogurt, or cottage cheese. Nobody eats blueberries expecting immortality. We eat them hoping for a healthier tomorrow. Why eggs matter. Eggs are another good example of how health messages change over time. For years, many people were told eggs were terrible. Now the conversation is more balanced. Eggs provide protein, vitamins, minerals, and choline. Choline matters because the body uses it to make acetylcholine, a chemical messenger involved in memory, mood, muscle control, and other brain and nervous system functions. Choline is also involved in cell membranes. That does not mean everyone should eat unlimited eggs. People with specific medical issues should follow their doctor's advice. But it does mean eggs should not automatically be dismissed as bad food. They are simple food. They are affordable food. They are real food. And for many seniors, they are an easy way to get protein and nutrients without spending a fortune. The why is simple. Eggs support the body with protein and choline, nutrients connected to muscle, brain signaling, and healthy function. Why Greek yogurt and cottage cheese matter. Greek yogurt was not part of my culture. Cottage cheese was definitely not part of my culture. Yet now I have discovered that I enjoy them. That surprised me. For years, many people thought healthy eating meant deprivation. Give up this. Stop eating that. Suffer your way into better health. But that is not what I am experiencing. Blueberries, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, oatmeal, olive oil, sardines. These are not punishments. They are enjoyable. The why behind Greek yogurt and cottage cheese is protein. As we age, maintaining muscle becomes more important. Muscle is not just for athletes. Muscle helps us get out of a chair, climb stairs, avoid falls, stay independent, and keep moving. This is where the phrase nutritioning, not dieting, makes sense. Dieting sounds like deprivation. Nutritioning sounds like feeding the body what it needs. At some point in maturity, the goal changes. You do not just feed your belly, you feed your body. Why green tea matters. Green tea is another simple food, or really a simple drink, that keeps showing up in discussions of healthy aging. Green tea contains catechins including EGCG, which are plant compounds studied for antioxidant and anti-inflammatory effects. Research continues to explore how green tea and green Mediterranean dietary patterns may relate to brain aging and long-term health. But again, the message should not be exaggerated. Green tea is not a magic potion. It will not erase decades of poor habits, but as part of a pattern of simple foods and simple habits, it may be another useful choice. And it is inexpensive. A cup of green tea costs very little. It does not require a prescription. It does not require a club membership. It is another small daily decision that can fit into a healthier tomorrow. Why olive oil matters. I started using olive oil years ago because I read Dr. Barry Sears and the Zone Diet. He made a strong case that olive oil was one of the best things you could put in your body for longevity. At the time, I was not following a trendy Mediterranean diet conversation. I read something that made sense to me and I adopted the habit. Today, olive oil is one of the central foods in Mediterranean-style eating patterns. These patterns are often studied in connection with heart health, brain health, and healthy aging. The why is not that olive oil is magic. The why is that it is a simple fat used in a dietary pattern associated with better health outcomes. It replaces less helpful fats and fits naturally with vegetables, salads, beans, fish, and other simple foods. For me, olive oil is another example of a habit I adopted before I fully understood the modern explanation. Why beets and nitric oxide matter. Nitric oxide was a new phrase for me. I had never heard of it. Now I understand why it matters. Nitric oxide helps blood vessels relax and widen. That supports circulation. Better circulation helps deliver oxygen and nutrients throughout the body, including the brain. Beets contain natural nitrates that the body can convert into nitric oxide. That is why beets, beet juice, and beet supplements are often discussed in relation to blood flow and exercise performance. The why is blood flow. If the brain depends on oxygen and nutrients, then circulation matters. Walking matters. Blood pressure matters. Blood vessel health matters. Beets are not magic, but they are one more simple food connected to a biological process that matters. Why walking matters. Walking may be the simplest habit in the entire plan. My father walked every day and lived to nearly 100. I used the treadmill for more than 30 years. I exercised because it helped me perform better. Now I realize it may have helped preserve the healthy brain I enjoy today. Walking supports circulation, balance, mood, endurance, blood sugar control, and brain health. It does not require fancy equipment. It does not require a personal trainer. It does not require perfection. Just walk. Not because walking guarantees longevity, it does not, but because walking is one of the simplest ways to support the body you still have. The why is independence. The why is circulation. The why is mental clarity. The why is a healthier tomorrow. Why learning and socializing matter. Healthy aging is not only about food. Learning matters. Socializing matters. Staying curious matters. The brain remains adaptable throughout life. It responds to challenge, novelty, and engagement. Learning something new, using AI, dancing tango, studying nutrition, creating videos, meeting people, keeps the brain involved in life. Social connection is also part of health. Isolation is not just a sad feeling. It can affect mood, motivation, behavior, and the desire to take care of yourself. The larger truth of aging is adaptation. That may be one of the most important messages for elderhood. Aging is not just decline. Aging is adaptation. You keep learning. You keep adjusting. You keep finding better ways to live. The cultural realization. This is also cultural. My father never went to McDonald's in his life. He did not need a scientific lecture to know that fast food was not the same as real food. He came from a culture where food was simpler, walking was normal, and weight mattered. Today we have more information than ever, but our environment often pushes us in the wrong direction. Fast food, ultra-processed food, constant snacking, sitting, screens, and isolation are everywhere. Previous generations may have done some healthy things naturally because the culture supported them. Today we have to choose those things intentionally. That is why simple foods is such an important phrase. Simple foods are not exotic. They are not luxury products. They are foods your body recognizes. Eggs, oats, berries, fish, yogurt, cottage cheese, beans, vegetables, green tea, olive oil. The irony is that many of the foods now discussed in brain health and longevity conversations are ordinary, affordable foods. Inexpensive matters. The glaring point is that many of these choices are inexpensive. A can of sardines can be inexpensive. Tuna can be inexpensive. Eggs are still one of the most useful foods for the money. Frozen berries last. Oatmeal gives you many breakfasts. Cottage cheese and Greek yogurt can provide multiple servings. Green tea costs pennies per cup. A family of 4 can spend a surprising amount at a fast food restaurant. A senior living alone can waste money when fresh food spoils. That is why shelf life matters. Healthy aging should not be reserved for wealthy people. This is not about a $100 supplement bottle. It is not about a luxury wellness retreat. It is not about a complicated plan. It is about simple foods, simple habits, and a healthier tomorrow at a reasonable cost. Immediate gratification versus long-term health. There is also an attitude change involved. Pizza, French fries, alcohol, sweets, and fast food can feel like fun food. They deliver immediate gratification. But the question is, who pays the bill tomorrow? When we look at old movies like The Thin Man, everyone seems to be drinking and smoking. At the time, it looked sophisticated. Now we look back and ask, didn't they know? 50 years from now, people may ask the same thing about some of our habits. Didn't they know about ultra-processed food? Didn't they know too much sugar was damaging? Didn't they know alcohol affected health? Didn't they know sitting all day was harmful? Didn't they know walking, learning, socializing, and simple foods mattered? We cannot prevent everything. Life does not work that way. But we can mitigate damage. We can stop helping disease along. That is the difference between immediate gratification and long-term health. At 81, the goal is not to give up pleasure. The goal is to redefine pleasure. Feeling better is pleasure. Thinking clearly is pleasure. Staying independent is pleasure. Being able to create another video, take another walk, and see what the future brings, that is pleasure. None of this is a guarantee. None of this is immortality. But every one of these choices is a vote for a healthier tomorrow. Here is my challenge to you. Do not try to change your whole life in one day. That is how people quit. Pick one simple food and one simple habit. Maybe you add frozen blueberries to breakfast. Maybe you try Greek yogurt. Maybe you buy a can of sardines. Maybe you drink green tea. Maybe you take a walk after lunch. Maybe you call a friend. Maybe you learn one new thing today. Start small, start practical, start where you are. And before you make major changes, especially if you take medication, have diabetes, kidney disease, heart disease, take blood thinners, or have other medical concerns, talk to your doctor. I am not giving medical advice. I am sharing a realization from an 81-year-old who is still learning. The goal is not perfection. The goal is not immortality. The goal is simple. Simple foods, simple habits, a healthier tomorrow. Simple foods, simple habits, a healthier tomorrow. If this video helped you think differently about food, aging, and your future, please subscribe to the channel. And don't just subscribe, stay with me. We are going to keep talking about the real things that matter in elderhood. Better food, better habits, Medicare, money, movement, brain health, new medical breakthroughs, and how to stay strong enough to enjoy the future that may still be coming. Also, please give this video a like, because that tells YouTube, hey, this old guy might actually know what he's talking about. And believe me, at this age, we take all the encouragement we can get. Leave a comment below and tell me one simple healthy change you have made, or one you are thinking about making. Maybe it is eating more blueberries, trying sardines, adding more protein, walking every day, drinking more water, or just deciding that your health still matters, because it does. Remember, healthy. Aging is not about being perfect. It is about waking up, learning more, and making better choices one day at a time. The goal is simple. Stay healthy enough to enjoy the future when it gets here. Our code of conduct follows next. Thanks for watching.